I'm with Sid. It's Monday, the 25th of May. We are live at 6:45. Welcome along if you are joining us live this Monday, Bank Holiday Monday. So maybe you're out there having lots of fun, or maybe you've been out today, you've had a beautiful day, it's bright and sunny, it's been beautifully warm. Hopefully, kids, you're still staying safe, washing those hands and keeping that social distance away. Yes, if you get one very large, tall grown up and lay them down on the ground and walk from their head down to their toe, that's how far away you should be from people. So hopefully, you're still staying safe. And of course, remembering to wash your hands regularly. Well, whatever you've been doing today, I do hope you've had a fantastic time, and I'm so glad that you are joining me here live at 6:45, just like Sven and Sniffy right here. Have you got your favourite cuddly with you? Are you washed, dressed, and ready for bed? Yes? No? Maybe? Well, if you are, I hope you're feeling relaxed and calm, because today is part 2 of Horrid Henry Reads a Book. That's the title that we have just up there. And if you remember, in part 1, if you haven't read it already or haven't heard it already, you can always check it out, of course, on my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. Go there, check it out, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, you'll get to see all the stories. Now in part 1, Horrid Henry is after winning a reading competition. Yes, his teacher, Miss Battleaxe, has set a competition where the child who reads the most books and writes a report about each book will win a prize of family tickets to a theme park somewhere Henry has never ever been. His parents have taken him to lots of places like museums, but they've never taken him to a theme park, and he would love to go. All the rides and all the candy floss and everything. He's super excited, but of course Henry doesn't like reading books. No. So he's got to try and hatch a cunning plan to read as many without reading them. Not easy to do, no. So he tries to find out from his brother, Perfect Peter, what books he might be reading, and perhaps maybe cheat on some of his titles. That doesn't go according to plan. Peter and Henry have a massive fight. Mum and Dad come in, and Dad sends Henry up to his room, and that's where we pick up on part 2, chapter 5 of Horrid Henry Reads a Book. Now we're going to go into the story in just a moment, but first of all, of course, we have to remember to get nice and relaxed and nice and quiet, and we practice being superheroes of calm by being quiet and still for 45 seconds so that we can build our superpowers. Would you like to join me? Yes, why not? Let me bring up the clock for 45 seconds, or with 45 seconds on it. Well, let's put that up there. Can you see the clock? Are you sitting comfortably, nice and still and relaxed? All right, so nice and quiet for 45 seconds, working on that superpower. And breathe. Take a great big breath in and blow it out. There. Hopefully we're all feeling nice and relaxed and ready. Now let's get into chapter 5. So Henry's been sent to his room by his dad. What is he going to do? He's only got one day to read up to 20 books. Let's see what happens. Horrid Henry prowled up and down his bedroom. He had to think of something fast. Then, suddenly, Horrid Henry remembered. He had to write a book report for every book he read. Rats. Miss Battleaxe knew loads and loads of books. She was sure to know the plot of Jack and the Kangaroo or The Adventures of Terry the Tea Towel. Well, he'd just have to borrow Peter's list. Horrid Henry sneaked into Peter's bedroom. There was Peter's competition entry in the centre of Peter's immaculate desk. Henry read it. Of course, Peter would have the boring and horrible Mouse Goes to Town. Could he live with the shame of having baby books like The Happy Nappy and Mouse Goes to Town on his competition entry? For a day at the theme park? Anything. Quickly, Henry copied Peter's list and book reports. Whoopee! Now he had 5 books. Wheel of Death, here I come, thought Horrid Henry. Then Henry had to face the terrible truth. Peter's books wouldn't be enough to win. He'd heard Clever Claire had 17. If only he didn't have to write those book reports. Why, oh why, did Miss Battleaxe have to know every book ever written? And then, suddenly, Henry had a brilliant, spectacular idea. It was so brilliant and so simple that hadn't been written yet. Horrid Henry grabbed his list. Mouse goes to town. The thrilling adventures of a mouse in town. He meets a dog, a cat, and a duck. Why should that poor mouse just go to town? Quickly, Henry began to scribble. Mouse goes to the country. The thrilling adventures of a mouse in the country. He meets... Henry paused. What sort of things did you meet in the country? Henry had no idea. Ah, Henry wrote quickly. He meets a sheep and a werewolf. Mouse goes round the world. Mouse discovers that the world is round. Mouse goes to the loo. The thrilling adventures of one mouse and his potty. Now perhaps something a little different. How about A Boy and His Pig? What could that book be about, thought Henry. Once upon a time, there was a boy and his pig. They played together every day. The pig went oink. Sounds good to me, thought Henry. Then there was a pig and his boy. And of course, a boyish pig, a piggish boy, 2 pigs and a boy, 2 boys and a pig. Horrid Henry wrote and wrote and wrote. When he had filled up 4 pages with books and reports, and his hand ached from writing, he stopped and counted. 27 books! Surely that was more than enough. Miss Battleaxe rose from her seat and walked to the podium in the school hall. Horrid Henry was so excited he could scarcely breathe. He had to win. He was sure to win.
Well done, everyone, said Miss Battleaxe. So many wonderful books read. But sadly, there can only be one winner.
Me, thought Horrid Henry.
The winner of the school, Claire, with 28 books.
Horrid Henry sank back down in his seat as Clever Claire swaggered up to the podium. If only he'd added 3 boys, 2 pigs and a rhinoceros to his list, he'd have tied for first. It was so unfair. All his hard work.
Battle.
She stopped.
Oh dear, Claire, you've put down Boudicca's big battle twice by mistake. But never mind. I'm sure no one else has read 27 books.
Theme park!
Give me my prize,
he screeched, snatching the tickets out of Claire's hand. Mine! Screamed Claire, snatching them back. Miss Battleaxe looked grim. She scanned Henry's list.
I am not familiar with Boy and Pig series, she said.
That's 'cause it's Australian, said Horrid Henry. Miss Battleaxe glared at him. Then she tried to twist her face into a smile.
It appears we have a tie, she said. Therefore, you will each receive a family pass to the new theme park, Book World. Congratulations.
Horrid Henry stopped his victory dance. Book World. Book World. Surely he heard wrong.
Here are some of the wonderful attractions that you will enjoy at Book World, said Miss Battleaxe. Thrill to it. Oh my, doesn't that sound fun?
Ah! Screamed Horrid Henry. I think there's a lesson in there somewhere, kids. Maybe it's not worth cheating. Or perhaps, maybe it's worth checking exactly what the price is before you put in all that work for nothing. Poor old Horrid Henry. Or maybe not. Well, I hope you enjoyed that book. I certainly enjoyed reading it to you. There will, of course, be another story with us here on Storytime with Sid tomorrow evening. So hopefully you can join me these last 4 weeks. See you all soon. Take care for now. Good night.